I am your graduate recruiter, and today we're going to be covering the Master of Science in Dietetics. Joining me today is Rachel Villarreal. Rachel is our graduate program coordinator. Rachel, would you like to say something?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Glad that y'all are here. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And just to start off, I know this is different from what we're used to. So there is a panel usually where you're able to submit your questions. So make sure that you look for that question tab. And at any point throughout the presentation that you're wanting to ask a question, make sure that you drop it in there, and we'll go ahead and address it at the end of the presentation. There are no handouts available at the moment, but I will go ahead and email everyone after the presentation with the PDF version of the presentation and a couple other handouts. And if you have any, or if there are any links that I need to share with you, I will go ahead and share them through the chat box. And I do see that some of you already found the questions tab, so that's great. Make sure at any point that you have a question, make sure that you drop it in there so like that you don't forget. And like I said, we'll go ahead and address it at the end of the presentation. So what we're going to cover today is more information about us as the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. We're going to go a little bit more into the details for the program, which is where Rachel will take over and talk a little bit more about dietetics. And then I will go over how to apply into this program, any funding opportunities that we offer, because we do offer funding to students, even though it's a misconception that graduate students don't receive anything, but you do. And then, like I said, questions will be addressed at the end of the presentation. So make sure that you drop it into the questions tab at any point. So we are the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. If you're not familiar with us, we're located at the southernmost tip of Texas. We are a region that covers a variety of cities and counties. We do have 92 years of educational history with our legacy institutions, but UTRGV was established in 2013 and started in 2015 with their first class. And right now, we do have more than 31,000 students enrolled. Out of those are actually 4,800 graduate students. Having such a high number, those 31,000 students, having that high number of enrollment puts us as the fourth largest institution under the University of Texas system, and that is just amazing. All our programs are accredited through the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. So just so that you're aware, all our programs are accredited through that specific association, so you don't have to worry about, is my program accredited? Yes, it is. Of course, some programs do have an additional accreditation, which is just a little extra for certain things. And then if you notice, our campuses are a little bit far apart from each other. So our main campuses are in Edinburgh and Brownsville, Texas, but we do have a running shuttle available to students for free. You don't have to worry about paying for gas. So in the case that you need to take a class in either campus, you can definitely take that shuttle for free. As of right now, we have 61 master's degrees available to students, 10 doctoral, and more than 40 certificate programs. So we are growing in regards to what programs we do offer, and we're very proud of that. And then dietetics is one of our new ones as of 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, Rachel. 1 year ago. Yeah, so it's one of our new ones from 1 year ago. So it's definitely amazing that UTRGV is bringing these opportunities to all the students. And then we do rank with the best. We do have very high ranking programs such as our Masters in the Online Masters in Translation, which is ranked #1. Our physician assistant degrees are also ranked #1. Our Master's in Mathematics is ranked #2. So we do have a lot of programs that are very high ranking, and this just attests to the quality of education that we're offering to all our students. What can you expect? So this program is traditional on campus. So what you can expect is the 16-week-long semesters. Full-time enrollment in this case is 9 credit hours. So in comparison to your undergrad, full-time enrollment in undergrad was 12 credit hours. So now it's 1 course less that you have to worry about. Typically, you do finish your degree in about 2 years. And this is generally for most graduate programs. Rachel will go a little bit more into detail in the curriculum and explain that a little bit better, because this is one of those programs that that does have certain things that are a bit different in regards to the curriculum. And with that said, I will go ahead and hand it over to her.
Okay, thank you, Angelina. Do I have the ability to move forward and back, or do I need to tell you? Just FYI, let's see. Well, I'll just start. So,
Yes, you have access, sorry.
I'm sorry?
You have access.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I am Professor Villarreal. I am the program director of the Master of Science in Dietetics. Like Angelina said, we accepted our first class last fall, 2021. So we have our first cohort that's in their second year, and then we have another cohort that just started the semester. So now we have two cohorts going through. And our first graduating class will happen in May of this year, so we're really excited about that. What do you need to become a registered dietitian nutritionist? There are several ways to become a dietitian. All of the ways include you being enrolled in an ACEND accredited program. So we are ACEND accredited. We got accredited last May 2021. So we're ready to go with that. And then there's different pathways on top of being accredited. So the pathway that we have here at UTRGB is the Future Education Model or Graduate Degree Program. With this type of program, everything is included in one stop. So you'll have your didactic classes going on at the same time as your supervised experiential learning, or some people like to think of it as an internship. Like when I went to school back in the day, I did a didactic program where I went to my undergraduate. That was accredited separately, and then I got a verification statement to go to an internship, which was again separate. And then I did my internship, and after the internship, I could sit for the exam. The unique part about this is that it's all in one. So you come to the university, you get the didactic program and the internship, supervised practice, all in one fell swoop. And then after you're done, you get the verification statement to sit for the national registration exam and also get licensed as a dietitian. Also, of course, this is a graduate program, and many of you, or some of you may or may not know, in order to be a registered dietitian starting January 2024, you will have to have a master's degree in order to sit for the national exam. So by starting now and 2020 fall 2023, I'm starting in a graduate program that has the combined internship with it. You'll already meet those requirements so that you can go on and take that national exam. Okay, so what do I need to do to what do I need to do to become a registered dietitian? Or why do I want to? So the demand is very high. According to the U.S. Department of Labor Statistics, dietetic professionals together are going to experience a large job growth, which is good for jobs, particularly here in the Valley. What I've seen is that everywhere is hiring, from child nutrition dietitians to the hospitals are very short. Dialysis centers are extremely short-handed. Even HEB's hiring. Right now, we don't have a steady stream of dietitians that just want to come all the way to the Valley. And so it feels like we are constantly hiring. So when you graduate from this program, you definitely have a job locally. Some of our students that are in their rotations right now have been offered jobs already. And even one of the hospitals that I am placing a student in the spring said, please send me somebody that wants to work here, because we'll probably just keep them on afterwards. So definitely there's job opportunities, and the Valley is hurting for registered dietitians. So the role of a registered dietitian, though you can find us in a lot of places, like I mentioned a while ago, specifically in hospitals and clinic settings. Hospitals by JCO have to have dietitians on staff, so you'll find dietitians at every hospital. Clinic settings, doctors hire dietitians. Private counseling, that's becoming more and more popular amongst registered dietitians. The reimbursement's getting better for medical nutrition therapy, and so there are a lot of private practice dietitians, even locally, that are opening their own place and being very successful with that. You can work with corporate wellness. You can go into culinary nutrition, nutrition and health policy. Like I said, advocating for licensure, medical nutrition therapy, and writing, of course, for health, journalism. Grocery stores like H-E-B hire registered dietitians. They actually bill insurance and everything. You'll find them right inside an H-E-B store next to the pharmacy. They have their office there. And then, of course, research and teaching, like some of us do right now at the university. So some fun facts about dietitians: over half of registered dietitians already have advanced degrees. So that's why they decided, you know what, like all the other professions, occupational therapists, physical therapists, even nurses are going to a bachelor's degree instead of an associate's. Dietitians were one of the first to get licensed and registered nationally back in like 1930s. And we've stayed in a bachelor's degree this whole time. So even though many of our registered dietitians do have masters or PhDs. So they decided a couple years ago, I think like 6 years ago, that we're going to move the whole degree up a level. So now all registered dietitians are going to have an advanced degree. After you get your advanced degree and pass your RD exam, there's all types of different things you can go into. Myself, I'm a diabetes educator, so I sat for that board exam afterwards, which is 1,000 hours of contact time, 2 years of working in diabetes. There's also sports nutrition certifications, oncology, pediatrics, nutrition and support, weight management is another big one, board certified. Another fun fact is only 5% of registered dietitians are male, so we need to increase that. And dietitian was listed as one of the least stressful jobs in 2014. I think because we're here to help people, and when you know that you're making a difference in people's lives, that's always positive, and it feels good for everybody. Okay, so a little bit more about the program itself. So it integrates 15 credits of supervised experiential learning. So what that means is during the 2 years, you're going to be having these supervised experiential learning classes where you're going to be placed in the community in different settings so that you can learn and get hands-on experience. We have over 1,000 contact hours during that time so that you get a variety of situations. And so those are in places like clinical, community, and food systems. The didactic coursework includes 32 credit hours. And so you'll just be taking those courses right alongside the supervised experiential learning. The whole thing is 47 credit program, and it spans over 4 semesters. So do note that you'll be off over the summer between the two. And then we do place students in a variety of locations all the way from Rio Grande City to Brownsville. So depending on where you live, we try to help you out. Of course, if everybody lives in McAllen, we can't place everybody in McAllen. But we typically, in these 2 cohorts that we'd had 2 students from Brownsville, and I believe the rest like from this side of the valley. So it was pretty easy to get everybody kind of close to home to where their practice sites were going to be. Of course, upon completion of the program, you'll earn a master's degree. And then if you complete the master's degree and you complete all the competencies within each course, you'll be given the verification statement to sit for the RD exam. So what that means is, and some students don't realize this, is that it's not just about the grade, it's also about doing the hands-on demonstrations of everything. So if, like, say you don't turn in an assignment that might be tied to a competency, and then I can't give you a verification statement because you didn't actually do this certain competency. So it's not only important to, of course, get the grades, but it's also important to complete each task as well. Okay, I have a trigger finger that goes really fast. Okay, here's the curriculum. So in year one, and just to note that everybody moves through this program together. So the cohort you start with is the cohort you finish with, and you don't just take classes here and there. So everybody takes fall year one, food systems management, scientific analysis and nutrition practice, advanced human metabolism, and MNT disease 1. So these are basically all didactic classes, although some of the information and situations that you're put in within these classes count as experiential learning. We do have a lot of field trips in food systems management where you go to different like warehouses, food purveyors, farms, to see how our food gets to the grocery, to the table. So you do have a lot of field trips. And then like in M&T, we do some simulations, we do case studies, and then we also do some work with the basketball team on campus, assessing them and helping them with their nutrition. So that's all a part of that class. So it's outside like class hours. And then in the spring, we start the supervised experiential learning 1, and that's where students are placed in food systems settings. So half the time will be in child nutrition with a school district, and the other half will be in hospital food service. So you'll get both experiences. And then you have classes that kind of go along with that, M&T and 2, ethics, leadership, and dietetics, and a counseling course. In year 2, we start off kind of with community situations. So you have an M&T and diabetes course, global and public health nutrition, and then your supervised experiential learning 2, which is your supervised learning that you go out into the community, into community settings. So the 4 different rotations currently are private practice, and everybody does this. They go to private practice for 4 weeks, they go to HEB for 4 weeks, they go to WIC for 2 weeks, and they go to a diabetes center for 4 weeks. So just, and everybody kind of moves like pieces through the puzzle throughout the valley, doing all of those things. And then the last semester, it's more clinical, so you'll get critical care nutrition and support. You're gonna have dietetics capstone, where you have an exit exam and a capstone project. And then the supervised experiential learning 3, which is your hospital rotation, where you'll be basically at the same hospital for the entire 14 weeks. We're actually looking at getting in dialysis centers as well during that time, because it's an advanced skill, and the Valley is actually hurting for dialysis dietitians currently. So we wanted to give you all that experience, and we're looking at that, starting that next year. So the admissions requirements, so if you are from UTRGV and in the Bachelor of Science in Nutritional Sciences, you've met all the required courses, so you don't have to take anything extra or do anything differently. If you're from another program throughout the United States, it's considered a DPD program, which is those dietetic programs that go on to do an internship. You also automatically have everything you need to, as far as the courses you need, as far as prerequisites. If you have a degree in anything else, you know, English, biology, biomedicine, any of that, then we just have to make sure that you have the following prerequisites that go along with that to prepare you to come into the program. And so you have to have your anatomy and physiology, the 2 courses in that, Chem 1 and Chem 2, organic chemistry, advanced nutrition and exercise metabolism, or a biochemistry course, a microbiology course, a statistics course, and then 2 nutrition courses. At UTRGV, it's offered as Intro to Clinical Nutrition and Food Preparation, but I know at other universities they're called differently, called something different, and we, of course, just look at the syllabus to make sure that they're equal. In addition to the degree requirements and the prerequisites, we want you to have, of course, you're going to fill out a formal application, and you're going to have 2 letters of recommendation. If you are wanting to apply, because the application opens December 1st, I would start asking for those letters of recommendation already, so you have them ready and they're ready to go. and you've let the professors know, or work. And then a grade of B or better in all prerequisites, and a letter of personal intent. Okay, I think I'm gonna let Angelina take it from here.
There I am. Okay, so perfect. Thank you, Rachel. So hopefully with all that information, you're very interested into applying into the program. Rachel already gave you the prerequisites or the requirements for the program. So how do you apply? It's very simple, 3 easy steps. You have to go on to utrgv.edu/gradapply, and this is what the page will look like. So basically with this, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, so with this website, what happens is that you have to select the specific modality of the program. So you'll see like there's a list and description for the types of modalities. This one, like I said, is a traditional campus-based program. So that's what you would select here, and then 3 drop-downs will come up. So make sure that you select the specific drop-downs, pertaining to you, and then you'll be able to select the program. So once you fill all of this out, you're able to access the application. It'll take you to our self-service center. It's a free application. You don't have to pay for anything until graduation, of course, aside from tuition. And then all the documents can be submitted online through the application portal. And then step number 3, you're on your way to joining our UTRGV Graduate College family. And this is what the self-service portal looks like. Basically with this one, we want to make sure that you're using your personal email to create your account. We want to make sure that you still have access to it, even, for years and years, in case you're, maybe later on interested in another degree. So once you click create account, you'll receive a verification link to the email that you provided. Make sure that you check your spam folder or junk folder. Sometimes it does end up there, unfortunately. But once you verify your account, you'll be able to sign in and start your application. The really cool thing about the self-service center is that if you need to, for any reason, pause your application, you can save it and then come back to it later. You can also once you submit your application, it'll give you a list of all the requirements and whether or not they have been submitted. In addition, of course, to receiving emails from our admissions team letting you know, hey, you're missing this item, make sure that you submit it, or hey, you're clear, like your application is on to the next step. So what is the next step? Once our admissions team verifies that everything is submitted, it goes to the program for their review. So please make sure that you have all of this so that it can get processed in a timely manner. And then once the program makes a decision for you, you'll be able to see it in the self-service center. And then there's a very important thing that when you get that notification that you have been admitted into the program, make sure that you respond on there saying, yes, I want to accept this invitation to join the program. So make sure that you go on there and use this tool. Take advantage of it, make sure that you are constantly checking on your application to make sure that everything is flowing correctly. And like I said, our admissions team is really good about contacting you if you're missing any items or letting you know the status of your application. Estimated cost of attendance, that does depend on the number of credit hours that you're registered for. I know that the curriculum is a bit different, but typically a 9 credit hour semester, you're looking at 4,166. As a Texas resident. If you're an international student, it is a little bit higher than that. However, if you receive a scholarship, you may be able to pay for in-state tuition for those of you that may be international. And then going into that, we do have graduate funding available. So if you're interested in applying for financial aid, you have to be clearly admitted into your program. You have to be enrolled in at least 6 credit hours per semester, which with this one, you're definitely will. The application for financial aid is free through studentaid.gov. So make sure that you submit that as soon as possible. It is already available for the fall of 2023. So make sure that you go in and submit that as soon as possible. In regards to scholarships, we do have a scholarship application system. So once you're admitted into your program and you have your UTRGV account, you'll be able to apply for these scholarships through utrgv.edu/apply scholarships. And then if you want to check out what other scholarship opportunities there are for graduate students, you can visit our graduate scholarships page. In regards to assistantships, we do offer assistantships for graduate students. Typically, these pay about $5,000 per semester, and you would be working on campus about 20 hours per week. So it's definitely, I mean, if it's something that you think you can handle with, of course, your coursework and all the hours that you're going to be doing, definitely recommend. It's a good opportunity to have a little extra money. In regards to additional aid options, you can definitely look for external scholarships, and we recommend that you do. Just, be careful when you're venturing out to Google. You can also look into specific scholarships such as the STAR Scholarship, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, the Dream.us. You can use tools such as fastweb.com. With fastweb.com, you're able to create an account and sort through different types of aid. So make sure that you see what other opportunities are out there. If you're a veteran or you receive those type of benefits, we have a veteran success center available to you, and they can help you with that process. In regard to continued education or employee benefits, we recommend that you reach out to your human resources or check with your employer to see if there is any kind of assistance that they give you. Sometimes we have students that get maybe their whole program paid for, sometimes even just a class. So make sure that you check to see. It's definitely, good to have that, more money for you to do your degree. And then as of right now, we do have the Graduate Select Scholarship. This is a one-time $1,000 scholarship available to new students that are going into a graduate program. So if you want more information, you can definitely scan that QR code or visit the website. But basically, this is applied through the application system that I mentioned earlier. So once you have your student account, you'll be able to log in and apply for this scholarship. And then we have our $1,000 grad bonus. So this one's specifically for those that are coming in for the spring session. I'm so sorry about that. But if you were wanting to learn more about it, you could definitely scan the QR code or visit the website. And then here is our contact information. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We have Claudia in the Edinburgh campus and I'm in the Bronzeville campus. We are more than happy to help you. So please stop by if you need to. You can also schedule appointments with us or send us an email in the case that you're not able to reach us. But we also have our Graduate Central. So Grad Central does have the option for call, text, or email at any point in time. So make sure that, get those questions answered, especially take advantage of opportunities like these, like the webinar, and ask those questions that you really want to get those answers to. And I've also included Rachel's contact information, so in case you're not able to get a hold of us or you have something very specific to your case, you can definitely reach out to her, and we can we'd be more than happy to help you. And that is all for me. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Rachel, for taking time out of your evening to be here with us and talk a little bit more about the dietetics program. Hopefully everyone got really good information from this session, and hopefully you're able to apply soon. We hope to see you become part of our UTRGV Vaquero family. So please make sure that you submit those applications as soon as possible. And again, thank you everyone, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.